The sound of an unidentified flying object was recorded by a police officer after the intro. Hello everyone, I'm Edison Boaventura. Welcome to our channel. And I wanted to remind you, if you're not subscribed, take this opportunity, go there and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified about the videos, right? We have them on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we always have live streams on the weekends. So help us out by clicking the like button if you enjoyed this video at the end, and then leave your comments. We're in a campaign right now to see if we can give it a boost. On our channel, we have 217,000 subscribers, and we want to reach 250,000 subscribers. So help us out. Recommend our channel to your relatives, to your friends. Go ahead and help us out. So without further delay, let's get to this case. This American case happened on March 17th, 1981. In the early morning, a police officer named Russ Yukon was patrolling the Santa Helena area in Portland, Oregon, right? He's part of the Santa Helena police station, so he was doing his patrol and everything. When suddenly, during the early morning, he spotted an unidentified flying object, a light there, which he found very strange at first because it was very bright. It had an unusual glow, and suddenly he saw that the light started heading toward Portland International Airport. And when he was passing by the Columbia River, he noticed that the object lit up everything around, right? And it stopped for a moment right above the river. Faced with that situation, what did he do? He got in touch with other police officers who started to follow this event. Then a chase after this object began, and they started to observe it. But the police officers, like McCartney, for example, they were looking at another light on the other side of the river. But it was just a regular light from a place over there which had nothing to do with it. He wasn't looking at the right place where the unidentified flying object was. So after some time, he managed to get it right. And they started to observe and have a dialogue, a communication there about that object, that strange object. In the meantime, a radio amateur named Donald, who goes by the nickname Luke 13, right? Luke 13. He intercepted those communications as well and started following along with the police. Given this unusual situation, civilians also started to observe that strange object as well. And then conversations went back and forth. The radio operator there mentioned that it would be interesting to maybe record the sound of that object, since the police officer had already heard the sound. And then they agreed on the following. If the object made that sound again, that noise, that rumble, he would turn on a recorder that he had with him and record, in addition to the conversation, also the sound of that object. And that's what happened. And that's when Sergeant Yukon, with his portable recorder there, managed to record the sound of the object. What am I going to do now? I'm going to play this translated dialogue for you, along with the sound. There will be a moment during the recording of the dialogue when you'll notice the sound of the unidentified flying object coming in. This is something rare, okay, guys? So I'm sharing it exclusively with you. This sound, which was recorded in 1981, and which was studied both by the police department staff, who later considered it to be a unique sound. It wasn't from anything conventional. Center for Unidentified Flying Object Studies, which was led by Dr. Joseph Allen Hynek, who was an astronomer that worked on Project Blue Book. He also had access to this material, to the testimonies of these military personnel, and also to the testimonies of civilians. The whole case, just so you have an idea. It was also reported in newspapers at the time. I'm going to show you one of the newspapers so you can get a sense that this was a very important, very unique case that happened in the United States. So without further ado, let's watch this dialogue and hear the sound of the unidentified flying object. Welcome. That sound is interesting. That noise the unidentified flying object makes.
Just didn't want to think we don't have screws. That's all it is now. It's just an orange glow. That's all I can see. Because the sun just going up. Better not be. Go more of it. Where do we put a sun paper, Joe? I don't think the sun would just be in that one spot. I think it's moving out, you guys. I don't want to watch it. We moved up to a higher vantage point, so you tell us what it does. Well, listen. It's revving up its engines. Can you hear it? Oh. It's too cold out here. Yes, we are. Sounds like to me a power plant diesel motor and a screeching noise in between it there earlier with it. Okay, yeah, we're about 4:29 a.m. Just for the record.
I wanted to add a few more details about this case, which started around 4:03 in the morning and ended around 4:43. Before this object disappeared, it still made a hissing sound, a kind of high-pitched noise that sounded like a whistle until it eventually vanished. It went out, it simply went out. And this happened in plain sight of all those police officers who were observing the phenomenon, some civilians, and Donald Luke Tracy himself, who was there also monitoring this conversation over the radio. Amador, like I said, this sound was then analyzed and was considered something unconventional, and it is an authentic sound from an unidentified flying object. And just to let you know, the United States Coast Guard even detected this unidentified flying object by radar at that time. This also attested to and gave a lot of credibility to this fact. So that's what I had to show you all today. I hope you enjoyed it and see you in the next video live show with Edison Boaventura.